homesteading to prepping to common horse sense, we are College Hill Farm. Hi folks, welcome back to College Hill Farm. Well, here we are. Today we're going to do an unboxing video, but I need to build a little structure to hold my thing that I'm unboxing. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll do an unboxing of a Harbor Freight sprayer. So let's get at this part. I think that'll do. Now let's go get what we're gonna talk about. Eventually, this is gonna be set on the ground so that I can pick it up with my pallet forks. But excuse me, I may have to come back and put in a little brace on each end of these so it don't squow out. But I don't think so. I think it'll be all right. What I'll probably do though is I'll probably come back here on the bottom and put two blocks of pressure treated wood, old scrap pieces that I've got. Just put one on each end on both sides, and that will make it so that when I set it in the dirt, this won't rot as fast. These won't rot as quick. So let's go get what we're move this stuff out of the way and go get what we're talking about. Now, this is the subject of what we're going to talk about. It's a 12-volt, 15-gallon spot sprayer from Harbor Freight. It's item number 61263. I spent, I think it was over $100, but I'm a member of the club thing that they do, and it wound up being $84, which is pretty doggone good. It works off 12 volts. It's 40 psi, 18-inch long wand, and a 15-foot long hose. So what I'm hoping is, and an 8-foot battery lead wire. Now I'm not going to run this off of the battery in the tractor. I'm going to fix a battery that sets on this. It's going to be dedicated for it. I'm going to use a lawn and garden battery. So that's where I'm going with that. So that's what we're doing today, is getting this thing set up. Let's get it unboxed and have a look at it. Pretty much fills the box. Here's the instructions that most men don't look at. We'll put it in my back pocket and look at it in a few minutes. I got all my instructions stored in a little tote kept here in the shop. All my instruction manuals with the parts diagrams and all that stuff. I always keep that stuff. It comes in handy later. But now, let's look at this. Let's get her out of the box. Comes with a decal. It says, to ensure high quality, Greenwood tests every sprayer before shipment. Some water condensation may remain in the tank due to the testing process. Okay, apparently they were supposed to stick that on because it's a sticker thing, but they didn't stick it. Okay, let's see what we got here. Now it has a drain here, so when I mount this, I'll definitely want to make sure. Let me pull this back here where you can see it's got a little drain right here so that you can drain it. So when I mount this, I'll probably have to make sure that it's not back where the drain will hit. And one thing I do want to do, it's got places for straps. And I've got some straps, but I don't know if I'm going to do that or if I'm going to use metal straps. This hose is good soft rubber. It's not like those little sprayers that you buy that's got the hard plastic like here that after a season they're shot. This feels pretty hefty. It feels like heater hose off a truck. So we've got our little pump here. It's a little 12-volt pump, 15 gallon. Let's see, a gallon per minute. It'll do a gallon per minute. Well, I don't want to spray a gallon per minute. Now the hose, oh, it's all brass. Okay, the adjustment here is all brass. I like that. An aluminum pipe, not a plastic pipe. So it looks like this baby's made to last a while. Now This is plastic. It's got a lockout so that you can't engage it when you don't want to. That's good, and it locks down out of the way. And then when you put it away, it's got a little lockdown right here that you can lock it down so it stays on too. So overall, I'm fairly impressed. Now, as far as the battery goes, the little pump comes with a battery connection. And I'm sure that the pump, the way they've got it set up, is the pump doesn't run when the handle's not pressed. So it's not going to be using battery all the time. It's got a little end on it, like this, so you can see it. That plugs in. It's got an idiot connector, so you can't plug it up backwards. Okay, and there's all kinds. That's long. I won't need it that long. But let's get the rest of this set up, and I'll tell you why we're doing this. Okay, what I've got here is just a lawn and garden battery. I had an old riding lawnmower that I decided that I was just going to mothball, so it threw a piston rod, so it was dead. So I grabbed the battery out of it. The battery's plumb dead. I'm going to see if it'll charge up. I doubt it. If it doesn't charge up, I'll go to Wally World and get another one just like it. I think I paid $19.99 for this one. I think they've gone up to $30. So that's where we're at. But what I want to do is I want to make a carrier for this that sits just like that. And it's a box that goes all the way around that I can strap this down to. Because I need to strap these down, or else I'm going to wind up with this being turned over. Now, some people would say, well, you could just strap it down this way and that way right where it's at. Well, I probably could. In all reality, I probably could. But I want it to be still. I want it to, if I tip this thing over, I don't want this battery to come spilling off if I can keep from it. So, and I want it to be over here kind of far away from this as I can, because I just don't want it in the way. So I'm going to take and make it a little cradle to sit right here, and that's what I'm doing right this minute. Yeah, that battery will set right in there just perfect. Now let's get this screwed down to the These go that way so that the drain's on that end. The battery's on this end, where I can connect it. Now this battery is dead as a hammer. Okay? Now the little clips they've given me ain't much. I don't know how long those will last, but I'll take them off and put stake-ons on so I can just put them on. Now, why am I doing this? Well, let's talk about it a minute. Now, if you follow the channel, you know that last year I had to have shoulder surgery. 100 days of physical therapy, and I was unable to even cut my grass last year. So I managed to do a few little things to keep the channel going, but I couldn't do anything. My son came up and he cut my grass for me, but he didn't have time to weed eat and do all this for 9 acres. We've got a considerable piece of property here. It's big enough to where you could be sustainable if you, as much as possible. You could raise most of your meat here. You could raise most of your garden vegetables here. Crystal and I, we raise about 90% of the vegetables we eat. We do buy things. We do buy some things. Brussels sprouts are my favorite, and I've never had luck at growing them, so we buy them. So anyway, we had to let things go last summer. Now, like I said, my son come up and cut my grass, but he didn't have time to weed eat and all that stuff. So he cut my grass around my house. I've got grass, okay? I do about 6 hours a week worth of mowing here. I've got all kinds of grass here. Plus, I've got hay to cut, and my hay didn't get cut. Last year, I cut it all down in the fall. I mowed it with the tractor. I was able to put a little circle thing so I could mow one-handed, but everything here is just grown up and so big that it's just not tenable. It's about too big for the weed eater, so you can imagine what I'm going to put in this. Some people say, well, you know, you shouldn't use spray. That's all fine and good, but I've got so many things to do that I don't have time to use my mowing scythe, and not a mowing scythe, but a brush scythe. I've got a brush scythe that I use on heavy brush. I don't have time to use that and get anything else done. Everything's just overgrown, and the blackberry briars are up and stuff, and when blackberry briars are in something, either you cut it with a bush hog or you spray it. You just haven't got a whole lot of choices. They make a brush blade for for a weed eater, but my weed eater doesn't support that, and I don't want to buy a new weed eater just for that. So I'm going to get to these trouble spots, and I'm going to get rid of them. So that's what it's going to be. I know a lot of people think that they tune into this channel and they think, well, he's all organic. No, I'm not. I use fertilizer. I'll spray weed spray when I have to. I will do those kinds of things. So don't think for a minute that I am organic, because I'm not. I spray bug spray if I need to. If stuff's eating my garden up, I spray bug spray. So that's where I'm at. Now, as far as this sprayer goes, the battery is dead, so I'm going to have to go buy a battery. Yeah, the battery's dead, so I'm going to have to go buy a battery. That's fine. I figured that. I'll see if I can charge it up, but I kind of doubt it. That lawnmower hasn't been used in 2 years, so I doubt it. It's usable. I'll have to strap this down. Now I want to use metal straps, but on this Nalgene plastic, you really don't want to use metal straps unless you cover them with something. So what I'll do is I'll come up here and I'll cut me a couple of strips of leather or pleather, fake leather, that will go over this part, and then use the metal straps to strap it down. Then I'll use metal straps to strap my battery down. And sure, it means that you have to take it apart with a screwdriver when you want to, with a drill driver, but that's okay. I don't mind doing that. I keep a drill driver charged up in the shop all the time, so that's not a big deal. I will probably cover this with a tarp until I get my tractor shed built, and then it'll get a place in the tractor shed. If you leave this stuff out in the sun all the time, it's just not going to hold up. Now, I will do a review of this. This is not a review. This was an unboxing video and a setup video, how I was going to set it up. So I will do a review on this at the end of this season. So I'll use it all year long, and then I'll let you know what I think of it. So that's it for our unboxing of our Greenwood spot sprayer from Harbor Freight Tools. Here's our sprayer, all connected. I went ahead and put ratchet straps on it for now. I want to use it today or tomorrow. I don't know which. It's getting hot out here already. When I open the lid to put water in it, there's 3 extra hose clamps. And then there's this strainer for the water, so you're not putting sediment and stuff down in there, so that's handy. So I'll just leave that down in there. I put 3 or 4 gallons of water in it. I haven't found a, oh, here's the little measurements, so you'll know. They're here on the side. I didn't find those till just now, so they're over here on this side. Is it over there on that side too? Yeah, they're over here too. So they're on both sides, so you can measure. So I had to go get a battery. My battery was completely gone. Of course, I figured it was. So let's hook the battery up and see how this thing sprays. Now, when I put the straps on, in order to keep this from going backwards, I tied the rest of the strap to a post here on my lift, and that'll keep this from, if I let it tilt down, it'll keep it from letting it run off the bucket. So one thing that did happen was this little positive lead broke already. So that's not good, but you know, that's what it is. See if she's going to get some water pulled up. It'll take her a minute. There we go. Spraying. Let's spread it out here a little bit. See how it does. Oh yeah. That'll spray a good 20 feet out through there. It's got a fairly adjustable spray, and it cuts off when it goes off. So I could spray this all the way up on the roof over there. That's about 25 feet away. So, okay. This thing's ready to add some stuff and get it going. Now, if you like this stuff, this homestead and do-it-yourself kind of thing, be certain to come on out to the channel and subscribe. When you get to the channel, if you'll hit the little bell, it'll notify you when we upload a video. We upload on Sundays. So now, with that being said, it's time for me to get on to the next thing.